welcome back to our channel. So in this video, we're going to go over what we did for the front door. I've been wanting to change this for a very long time, so I'm very happy to share this with you guys. So the old door was just really a storm door with insulation in it, and then it was taped. That was not a proper door at all, so we were very excited to actually get this done and get it going, and then to actually see the results. It's really amazing. So the first thing we did was actually the door that we bought was bigger than the previous door, so we had to cut a new frame for that door. So we are cutting the bottom with the grinder that we have there. That's the metal part. So we do want this flush with the new floor, because we had to put the new floors in before we put this new door and door frame in. So that was our first step. So just kind of measure the door that you have, and then, you know, take up all the old floorboards that was underneath of that frame. And then you're going to put in your new floor, your new plywood. And you could see here he's taking out all the old staples and making sure it's like nice and smooth, so that we can actually put that new floorboard in. And actually that tool that he's using to take out the staples, that is actually what I've been using to take out the staples from the old studs. So this tool was actually something that came in very handy as far as taking out all those staples that we had to take out. So what we had to do is, so now that we've, you know, cut out a new frame for our new door, did our measurements, we actually made a new frame for, you could see here, it's for the wall, but then we had to frame out for the new door as well. So that's all attached together. And we actually did this way instead of just doing the door frame. It's because we wanted to make sure that when we drywall over top of this, we have those studs to go by. Because when you, if you guys remember when we did like the other rooms and stuff, you do want to make sure that your studs are spaced out for where you're going to actually nail your drywall to. So this is why we did it this way. So we actually have the new frame for the wall plus the door. And I have to tell you, my husband's measurements is pretty on point. I'm always amazed when he actually does his measurements. He does not leave room for error at all. You could see there at the top, it's pretty tight. So when we're hitting, you know, that new frame in, he's really making sure that we don't have any room for error between the spaces there. And then what you want to really do is kind of just hit it like little by little, like how I showed you guys in the last video when we were doing all of the other walls. You just want to hit it in little by little. You want to make sure that it's flush with the other frame that you already had put in. And then you also want to make sure that's leveled as well. Even though this is a tight fit, which is something that you want, you don't want your boards to be loose at all. So even with the tight fit, you just want to still make sure that it's leveled. You want to make sure that it's going to be, you know, nice and tight with the frame. And there you go. I'm giving him the level there to make sure that it's nice and even. And we're not going to have any issues with when we do the drywall. And in case you guys are wondering too, we did everything like sporadically. It was never like the same day. So a lot of this that we were doing as far as the walls and the floors, they took like a space of days in between. So we didn't work like all the way through. However, as far as the door, we did do that in one day. And we wanted to do that because, you know, you don't want to leave your your door just wide open. You want to make sure that you have plenty of time to actually do this. So we started in the morning, and then we were actually done by the afternoon. So it did take us a few hours to actually do all of this. So I know we make this look easy on video, but it's definitely not easy to do. And you can see here, he's just making sure that he is screwing the new frame to the ceiling, the studs on the ceiling, and then he is screwing them to the new floorboards as well. All right, so this is our new door, and if you guys don't remember, we got this on Facebook Market, and we got this for a great price. We actually got this for $50. This worked out perfectly. I love the door. It's, you know, it's a regular door, but I like the way it looks. I think it looks great as our front door. We did think about having one with a window, but I actually changed my mind and I said, well, maybe we shouldn't have a window for our front door. Maybe in the future when we do our side door, I might want to get one with a window on that side. All right, so with the new door, I have to tell you guys, so he had to actually explain this to me as far as why there was room. So he left about an inch on each side, and then about an inch at the top. And the reason why you want to do that is because you're going to have to level out this frame. And in order to level out the frame, you do want room to actually move it around, and then put your shims in between the frame of the door and then the new wood studs that he has around that door. So you just want more room. You want a little bit of room to just, it's called wiggle room as far as when you're putting your shims in. And then you'll see that in a little bit. So we took out the door, and then we're just working with the outside frame here. So you could see he put that in. And then you can kind of see like the shims there. You see those. We put, there you go. You could see the shims in between. So this, like I said, it gives you wiggle room to move the door frame around, just to make sure that it's nice and even. It's leveled. It's flush with the outside and the inside frame. And then what you see him doing here is actually putting in the weather strips. The weather strips came with it, so we had actually taken it out so we could take the door out. And then because we actually had to nail, you know, this new frame to the new studs that we put there for the door. So once it's all screwed in, you put all your screws in, you make sure it's nice and tight, you can put the weather strips back in. Okay, so once your door is in, it's nice and leveled. You could see that it, you know, you're opening and you're closing it. Then you could do the waterproofing, which is you see here. So this is flashing, and we put this around the door. We actually put this underneath of the door frame as well. You can kind of see that, but I didn't show that in the last frame. But we put this underneath of the door. We're putting it around on the outside. So this is used for waterproofing. And where we are, it does rain a lot, so we want to make sure that our door is waterproof and that no water actually comes in. And I'm actually going to show you guys in a little bit about that AC unit and what we did, because I hated that whole wood thing that we put underneath it to actually hold up the AC unit. We actually put a new bracket in. So I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Okay, so now that we put our door in, now that we waterproofed it on the outside, what we're going to do in the inside is actually, we're going to insulate it. So we insulate it with this. This is the insulation foam. I've used this previously when we were actually doing the floorboards, the new floorboards, and when we were doing the new walls, where I was like, going crazy with trying to insulate everything, especially with all the bugs and things coming in. I wanted to make sure nothing was going to come into this house. So you could see here I'm going around the whole frame. There is no real good way to do the insulation foam. Once you spray, it does come out very quick. It's very sticky as well. And once it sets, it'll actually expand as well. So the only technique that I've done is just kind of spray it real slow, and make sure that it doesn't overflow, because like I said, it does expand. So this is insulating our new door frame here. And then once we insulate, we do go over it just to make sure that nothing is sticking out. And if it does, we do take a little blade and just to kind of even it out a little bit with the door frame there. So this would make sure that your door is nice and insulated. Okay, so remember I told you guys that I would show you what the AC unit looks like now. Unfortunately, I didn't do a video on my husband actually putting this in. However, just to let you guys know, all he had to really do is screw this into the new windowsill, so that it's nice and sturdy. So I love the way it looks. I hated that wood post that we had there before. I thought it was really ugly, so it's nice to see that it looks nice and clean and not, in your face when you're walking up to the house. So as in any other reveal, just wanted to show you guys again what it looked like before and what it looks like now. We are really, really happy with the results. And we also did do a door trim around it. I thought the door trim looks amazing with the new door. I love it. The only thing is that we're going back and forth on what to actually do with the door color. So in the comment section, please let me know if we should just leave it white as is, or if we should do the door black, the trim white, or should we do the door black and the trim black as well. I'm interested to know what you guys think. But thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.